Normally a lot of my videos don't take a lot of planning or thought goes into them. That sounds quite bad, doesn't it, really? No, you know what I mean. I don't give them much thought, but this one has probably given me the most trouble over the last few months or so. And the reason being is because when I started doing these videos last year, and I got that wonderful honour bestowed upon me of being king of the YouTube brethren, it was quite a prestigious honour. But something happened. Something went wrong. Everything just turned the wrong way. So I stopped doing those videos where I was shouting out channels and promoting people, and just because there was so much stuff going on. And it's only been recently that I felt that perhaps I've been a bit, taken a step back from that. I shouldn't have done so. So what we're going to do today is we're going to return to that, and we're going to see how we get on. Because this is what we're here all about. We're here to expand the friendship of YouTube, to highlight other people who are starting out like we were once and doing things like that. Forget all the stuff that's happened in the last few months. That's happened. Things will never quite be the same again, possibly. I don't know. We don't know. Friendships forged, friendships damaged, friendships forever broken. Whoever knows? It was a very strange time, but now we can look to the future. So we shall see how we get on, because yes, it is time once again for King Retro Bear to step forward and give you some channels to go and watch, because it is the return of the YouTube shoutouts. I've got a load of people I'd like to talk about today, and I hope you'll enjoy it and show them some support. So without further ado, as everybody says, let's get started. So welcome back to the Gaming Pantry. Yes, there we go. So this is the Retro Bear welcoming you back. Yes, hope you're all well. Strange introduction, I know, but I felt it needed an introduction. I can't just launch back into doing this without saying something about it. And let's hope all that's behind us. Let's get back to doing what we should be doing on YouTube, doing what YouTube is all about. Sharing your hobby with people, making friendships, extending hands, etc. Let's talk about other people's channels are on the rise. Let's point out things of interest to other people rather than sit there thinking it's like Dunkirk and this is my spot and get away from it. Stop the start raving paranoia. Stop the nastiness. Let's get on with it. First of all, I should apologise for the headset. I know I look like I work in the call centre or an air traffic control centre or whatever. My usual lapel mic appears to be having a problem with the audio unit, which I suspect is on the way out. So I may have to upgrade that in the future. Until then, this is my live streaming headset, so I'll have to use this for the time being. So if you've not seen one of these videos before, the history of it is that probably about 2 years ago, there was a King of the Community thing being passed around. First King of the Community was awarded their award for the hard work they did during lockdown last year. Sega Zombie was awarded it for all his hard work of doing YouTuber of the Year and his community efforts, and he then passed it on to me during last year. I think he had it at the end of 2020 and passed it on to me in 2021. And I use it to do shoutouts and promote other channels, and I stopped. So I'm going to start. I'll do it again. I'll see how we get on. If this may be a roaring success or not, I don't know. But yeah, so we'll see. But you're probably wondering where it is. We don't throw props away. I'm not sure how it's going to sit with the headset. Hang on. Not very well. It's a bit lopsided, isn't it? Let's there we go. Apologies for the noise. Yeah, just about getting the top of the photograph. Yeah, but there we go. Anyway, so the silly headwear is attired once more, and yeah, so we're going to be mentioning quite a few channels today because it has been quite a long time since I've done it. I hope I can also read my handwriting So I did write this out the other day. But what it's going to be is a list, a mixture of channels, people who do different things. We've got gamers of all walks of life. We've got all sorts of different things here that will interest you. There's some straight non-gaming stuff in here as well. Some channels have been going for some time. I've got a few hundred subscribers. Nobody here I think has got over 1,000, so we're talking under 1,000. Some people possibly getting towards that limit. Whether they need this little bit extra push to get them over that, I don't know. If we do that to help them, that's great. Some people here just literally starting out. Some people's got a handful of subscribers. So, and it's just things that I've picked up from watching YouTube over the last few months or so. Channels I've followed and enjoyed. People who I think deserve a shout out, and for whatever reason we've been wrong on that count before, haven't we, as well? But this is what you do. You know, you find something you like and do it. There will be some, like I said, stuff here familiar to some people. For other people, it will be brand new. Before we start, though, I'd like to get out of the way a couple of honourable mentions, really. People I've mentioned before, and people who are doing very well for themselves and enjoying themselves on YouTube. First one I'd like to mention is my good friend Stuart Generation Pixel, who at the end of last year was crowned YouTuber of the year, and he's running the competition this year on his own channel. He's already eased himself into that role very, very well, as I think most of us thought he would do. We wish Stuart all the very best, and he can carry on the tradition of that competition as he sees fit. He's made a couple of rule changes, but yeah, great to see the work that he's doing there. Do carry on that, Stuart, and wish you all the very best for that this year. We all know some of the issues that Scott had last year with it. It's not an easy job to do, and I hope you have a fairly stress-free 2022 doing that. By the way, everybody who I mention here, I will stick a link in the description below. That's going to cause me some horrendously long typing sessions, but not to worry, they will be there. I'd also like to give a shout out to my friend down under as well, Chris, whose channel is 005 Agima, which is actually Amiga 500 backwards. It took me a long time to work that out. I didn't realise that until a couple of weeks ago. But those of you who, I mentioned Chris before, I know quite a few of you already subscribed to him. He's expat who now lives down under, very, very big on the Amiga scene down there. The reason I'm mentioning Chris, just out of interest, for those of you who may or may not know, is that he is now the co-host of the very prestigious This Week in Retro podcast with Neil from the Retro Man Cave. Mrs. Bear actually spent more time watching the show last year, the podcast they did last year, and then mentioned, I was actually that the other day, a couple of weeks ago, and I thought, hang on a second, I know that, it's Chris. What's he doing on there? So Chris was asked to take over as co-host this year, and I think he's done four episodes now. He's doing really, really well, fits in to the whole show brilliantly, gives a different perspective on it, and it's great to see him. So again, if you've not seen Chris at all, or you've not seen This Week in Retro, again, go across and have a look at that as well. Worthy mention, and congratulations again, Chris, doing a fabulous job, mate. And I messaged you last week or the week before. Keep it up. Looking forward to see how you get on with that as well. Right, so shall we get on with some shoutouts? Because this is a very, very precarious position on my head at the moment. It's beginning to rub against my skin, which might leave a very interesting red band around my head for later. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? Fun way to spend a Sunday. Dear me. It's a bit like me. It's sort of like, you know, old and a bit floppy in places and sagging at the seams. Let's kick off then, shall we? Let's kick off. All the channels will be mentioned below. Excuse my handwriting. I put that there because the page keeps moving around. Let's start off with Couple of Nerds, or Couple of Nerds, who were quite well known amongst our sort of YouTube brethren over here. They I've seen quite a few comments on some of the videos. I picked them up from a couple of guys I watch and got from there. They specialise in pickups and unboxing. Really good chemistry on screen. Well, as you would expect, they're a couple of nerds, aren't they? So what do you expect? But yeah, really good chemistry on there if you like that sort of thing. I mean, who doesn't love a pickup? Who doesn't love a good pickup video? But unboxings as well, that's good. Nice unboxings on there. Do go across and check them out as well. Some of you will know already. Next one, good friend of mine. Had a different channel name, but he's now under a different. He's changed the channel name. You may or may not know about him. He's been doing some shoutouts lately, so he's been doing shoutouts for people under 150 subscriptions, which is really good to do. So that's really sort of grabbing hold of people as they come way through. And it's James's Time Warp Zone of Tat. I think it's Zone of Tat. I think it is. I can't read that there. But my good friend James from the VHS Bootleggers Wrestle Talk Roundtable. I've known James for a couple of years. He used to be known as Time Warp James. He's had a name change on the go, and he's doing some really interesting stuff as well. So if you, it's not just gaming. I mean, again, it's the interesting aspect of it. It's not all. This is not all about gaming. It's about other aspects of it. He's going through some of his collections, going through some of his pickups. He's also he said loft tat and things he's finding loft. You know, those used to be those fighting fantasy books when we were kids. Those of you the older generation, you know, you choose your own adventure where you sort of read a page, and I know book reading, that's old hat now, isn't it? Book reading. No one reads books. They read Kindles or phones, or have it programmed into your brain, directly beamed in by satellite, possibly. I don't know. I don't go out very much apart from to work. But he found some of those books, so he's got a Final Fantasy. So if you like that sort of stuff, he's doing all sorts of different things there. He's a lovely lad, is James. Please go across and show him some support as well. Next channel, JB Collects, relatively new, I think under 30 subs. Pointed out to me by Big Game Al. I think his name's Jason. And again, it's pick up videos. Just recently started, got a couple on there, but they're ramping up. They're beginning to increase. So let's hope he does it again. Pick up videos. Who doesn't like a good pick up? We all like to see what everybody else has got. Do go and check out JB Collects. John Bunday, who was pointed out to me by Game Zone Bird Room. Again, I think somebody who watched a lot of YouTube, commented quite a bit, but didn't actually just doing channel. Well, now he's doing some videos, doing some gameplays. He's doing video responses to game challenges, Master System stuff. I know quite a few people are into all that. So again, John, relatively new to putting videos onto YouTube, so please go and have a look at John Bunday's channel. Live from the Foxbox. Again, brought to my attention by another good friend of mine, Retro Ram, Liam. A little bit of a Derby Leicester thing going on there. Pickups and also just showing stuff off. Again, who doesn't love stuff like I love watching people show bits of their collections off, and he and Liam have got a little bit of a thing going on there, a little bit of a rivalry going on. So that's live from the Foxbox, and yeah, bit of an East Midlands thing over there. It's good to see that. Again, it's quite fun, some of this rivalry stuff, because we've seen it over the years. It could develop into something. I've got a little series of games going on there. I don't know. Somebody else over sort of, well, I say that by part of the world, that's sort of 50 miles that way. This is sort of 30 miles that way. But I like to say again, brought me on my attention by Game Zone Bird Room. This is Martin M. Beard, the Evesham gamer. And again, mostly gameplay on Martin's channel, but he does have the other bit and pieces there. But he's whacking out some short videos. Again, not long videos, short videos of gameplay, and some games there that I haven't seen for ages. So if you like that sort of thing, and I must be honest with you, one of my favourite things to do in the evening now is to watch a bit of gameplay. I know gameplay videos don't do very well in terms of ratings or views or churning through traffic through your YouTube channels, but honestly, there's nothing I love better than sitting there and just watching them. And occasionally you'll see something you played before, or something you haven't played before, or something to remember. It's just nice to relax in the evening, just unwind, sit there with a tall glass of something, with vape, and just sit there and watch somebody play Popeye on the arcade. I was watching that, somebody playing that the other night. Popeye, love that game. Sometimes it's more, I don't know, I get more fun, more enjoyment out of watching those and playing them nowadays. I don't know why. Very, very strange. Very, very strange. Let's say a big hello to Raven Gaming, who is also very much in the style of John Bunday's channel, which is gameplay and video responses to challenges. And something for everybody on that one as well. That's the sort of thing you enjoy. Red 7. Now, I mentioned he came into our TMB podcast last week over in Dubai, of all places, and I think very much like Callum, Retro Ghetto, I think his first video that Callum put out was his Games Room tour. Well, Red 7 did exactly the same thing, and honestly, if you have not seen this room tour, Go and have a look. It is sensational. I think Eddie mentioned, Rollercore mentioned it on his channel last week when he was doing a couple of shout-outs to start with. It's an amazing room tour. There's also some challenge video response challenges. There's some gameplay. I'm pretty sure there might be some pickups on there as well. But it is just an amazing collection that you will see before your eyes. I was like, and honestly, you know, I like room tours. Room tours are fair, but the reason I didn't do one for so long is because, you know, I don't see they're drastically important as part of what I do. I know people have enjoyed watching my room tours. Please, if you haven't watched them, go and watch them. It's actually been very fun to do. But I don't usually get involved. But this one's just like, very few of these come along and just like knock you and you go, that's really good. So Red 7. Somebody else with another fabulous room tour, not far up the road from me either. Retro and Import Gamer UK, James. He's been cranking out videos for ages. He's probably in your comments as well. You know that little pink logo there, the guy with the hat and the glasses, and that great setup behind him. Great, fantastic guy. I'm hoping to meet him one day, very, very soon. James, if you are watching, I hope you are. We must arrange that because you are a fabulous YouTuber. Criminally underwatched, in my opinion. I'm not saying that because you're up the road. I honestly believe you are criminally underwatched. Just put a room tour up. Mrs. Bear's seen it. She sees a lot of stuff before her door and said, look, you got to go and watch this. It's amazing. He's got a fantastic collection. Wii U, if you a Wii U collector, go and have a look at the stuff he's picked up. Just watch behind him. Just watch the systems he's got set up. He's also gets involved in the Master System High School challenges. He does pickups. Oh man, James has everything on his channel. Retro and Import Gamer UK. Please go and have a look. Right, let's. I'm going to say these ones to the end because I can actually just group these the last couple of channels. So just give me a second. Well, I don't usually do that, but I thought it might make more sense to just push some of those channels to the end as a nice little section and do it anyway. Forget that. Let's move on. Sam Hain Gaming. Sam Hain, all one word, gaming. My very, very good friend from the Poltergeist, Ian, who was on Desert Island Games with me at Halloween. Ian's channel is about gameplay. He does review of games about, and they're all based around the genre of horror. That's Ian's thing. I've watched a couple of videos, Ian. I will be honest with you. I love what you do, but I don't like horror games. So it's difficult. But I know when we had this conversation on Desert Island Games, I know from what other people have told me about what you do with the videos on your channel, that you have this unique style. I'm so pleased that you decided to do it, because when we were talking about it and afterwards you said, you know, perhaps I will do a channel. I was like, yeah, go on, do it. I'm so pleased you've done it. And again, I honestly urge people, if this is your thing, horror games, survival horror, you know, it's not just Resident Evil, it's all different sorts of games. Some I've never even heard of before. Still, some I'm too scared to watch, quite frankly. Go across and have a look. Ian's one of the nicest people on YouTube. Really, really great guy. He's usually lurking around the live streams and chat as well. He's always there supporting whoever's doing stuff. So please go and show Ian some love. Sam Hain Gaming. And if you haven't seen the Poltergeist, go and have a look at that, because that's talking about horror films and things. So go and have a look at that. I'm not sure if they're doing some stuff on there at the moment or not. I know Ian's partner in crime on that, Michael's been otherwise doing other things, so I'm not sure how that's going. But anyway, please go and check Sam Hain Gaming out. Svalbaz Games, not posted anything for a few, maybe a couple of months on that now, I think. But again, this is gameplay, so something I love to sit down and watch in the evening. And I think it was focusing last time. I had a quick chat with Master System stuff as well. So go and have a look at that. Hopefully that they'll come back, because sometimes you shut these channels out and they lose interest or they don't carry on. But Sval, SVAL, Baz Games. That's all one word. Please go and have a look at that. And then gameplay stuff, brilliant. And yeah, sometimes it's games that you never heard of, or you're never going to be able to play because you can't afford them because they're too expensive. So it's always nice to see what they're like, what's all the fuss about. And that actually sometimes you think, actually, yeah, I quite like to play that. Now here's a channel again, I think drastically criminally underrated. Again, got some fantastic stuff on there. There's a room tour on here. There's some an amazing NES collection. If I know a lot of people collect the NES at the moment, I'm looking in your direction, Stu. I know you've done quite a bit of that lately, but NES is getting a little bit of traction at the moment. And he's got an amazing collection, and also doing pickups. It is the UK video game pirate. Honestly, please go and cross and show this gentleman some support, because I would hate to think that no one is following him and he's thinking, what am I going to do to get some viewers? But honestly, the quality of the items on display in the collection and the room tour, just absolutely fantastic. He's big into wrestling as well. If you love it, I know it's quite, again, wrestling's a big crossover. I'm involved in that. So if that's your sort of thing, go and see UK Video Game Pirate. Utterly worthy of your support. And I know he was at Birmingham Game Market during the summer when I was there, but we didn't know each other at the time. So this is how far it goes back. That goes back to September. And I should have done something about it then. But anyway, please go and have a look at that channel. Couple to show you now. These ones I've picked up actually quite recently. I've added these to the list at the very bottom. A quick shout out to Rock and Roller RC. RC as in remote control, and that's Trevor, who's over our way in the Midlands. Trevor is, again, always in the live streams in chat. When we're doing Fall Guys or TMB, or whether it's Swap Shop, whatever, all those streams, Trevor, whenever you're doing a stream, Trevor is usually in the chat. He may not be there very long, so he pops in and out, but he will be there. And he's always right at the very beginning to show his support for you. If you like remote control cars, there's stuff on there about that. He's just put a pickups video up on there. So he loves his gaming as well. Hopefully, Trevor, you're going to start doing some gaming stuff on there. That would be really good. But anyway, please go across and show him some support. That's Rock and Roller RC. Correct spelling and abbreviation will be in the description below. But nice lad is Trevor, and it's good to have him on board. Now, two channels I found the other day. One relatively new, and the other one is still new, but he's generating a lot of interest. The first one is, which is generating the interest, is Retro Games -Co-UK, with the most amazing theme tune you've ever heard in your entire life. Just started putting videos up. There's a first video, I think, was an old tech, like showcasing some old tech, and the next one was an unboxing video. So go and have a look at that. It's a great theme tune, and I wish them all the very best. That channel looks like it's just started. There's a couple of videos on it at the moment, but I think they've got quite a few subs already. So go across and have a look at that. But that could be worth keeping your eye on. As also is my hat, which is about my crown's about to fall off. The other one, which I just literally, again, 2 videos on there, called Value My Gaming. I'm going to say that. Oh man. My Android, Value My Gaming. 2 videos have gone up so far. One which is about that, and then a second one which is a pickups video. So just started, but I like the style. It's a good style. Could be a channel to keep your eye on. And I think he mentioned in his last video Hinckley, which is over in Leicester, so he may be again from the middle part of the country. I hope you're watching, and if you sort of find an influx of people coming over to your channel, that's because I've sent them over, and I'll get to that at the very end. But Value My Gaming, go and have a look at that new channel to YouTube. That'll be very interesting. Now, the ones I said I was going to leave at the very bottom, I'm not. The reason I'm doing this because I am got some. All these guys, all these people, all the channels running here, apart from Couple of Nerds, which is a joint channel, all these are sort of guys. The last 4 or 5 channels I mentioned are female fronted, and it's nice to see that they're all doing so well. I want to first of all give a big shout out to my two favourite channels. 8-Bit Rach. I love Rach, she's fantastic. I've mentioned it 2 or 3 times. I still think you should, if you haven't gone across and listened to her commentate over her gameplay videos, it's a brilliant fun. I watched the Ghouls and Ghosts one the other day. I was howling. She's absolutely hilarious. But it's not just what she says, but she's very knowledgeable. But some of the stuff she comes out with is absolutely hilarious. And of course, Joe Gaming Girly, who we shouted at ages ago. And nice to see her channel has really grown. She's, again, both her and Rachel are coming into the chat on the podcast. It's good to see them getting involved. Ladies, I'd love to get you more involved in, coming on the podcast or doing Desert Island games or something like that. Joe's got an amazing collection as well. And again, she goes out and about with the camera, and she's just been to a fantastic retro shop tour, which she's just done down by her. Not so much games, it's more toys and stuff. So that's your thing. Go and have a look. So 8-Bit Rates, Joe Gaming Girly, please go and have a look. I'd also like you to go and have a look at Samantha Azira. who's over the other side of the world. She does pickups videos. She's just moved properties and it's had to move around the games room, whatever. But I know a couple of people I follow quite regularly have been over and spoken to her channel. Yeah, some interesting stuff on there as well. But yeah, focused mostly on games. So Samantha Azira, please go across and have a look at her channel. Again, great collection. One here which is purely to do with toys and games. I'm not seeing any gaming stuff on it, which is fine because that's great. And this is The Girl Strikes Back, and she's very, very close to the Magic 1000. And got some tremendous. She loves going to toy fairs, toy stores, picking up figures, all sorts of different things, all different genres. She goes around nostalgia and comics, you know, Smy's toys. So she goes to the commercial stores. She goes to the independent ones. She's got amazing coloured hair as well. Fantastic. It's absolutely brilliant. Really, really love watching her videos. Please, 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 she gets some amazing stuff. Go and show her some support as well. And the last one I want to mention, I think this is also over in the States. And this is quite appropriate. How could I ignore this one? Jelly Bear Studios. Again, just look like I just started doing some videos. A couple on there already. And it's mostly looking at consoles and systems. So I think the second video that I put up recently was to do with the Intellivision. So really interesting and informative to listen to. And again, I'm hoping that channel will start to grow as well. So if you like that sort of thing, go across and check it out. But all I'm asking you to check them out. You know, if you do enjoy them, go across and show them a subscription, leave them a comment, and get some interaction going. Bring them into the big wide world. Help them out like you needed helping out when you first started. Like I needed helping out when I first started. I mean, you know, I ain't gone anywhere. It didn't work for me, which worked for other people. So, you know, but I did that. And more importantly, the tagline is, if you go across these channels and leave them a message, tell them the Retro Bear sent you, because they'll have no idea who I am. Okay? Shall I give you the list in order? Co-opal of Nerds. James James Time Warp Zone of Tat. JB Collects. John Bunday. Live from the Foxbox. Martin M. Beard, the Evesham Gamer. Raven Gaming. Red Zone. Red 7, because I confused myself there. Red 7, 7 is spelt with the letters, the number 7 as opposed to the letter S. You know what I said. Just click on the link below. Technical advice. Retro and Import Gamer UK, Sam Hain Gaming, Svalbaz Games, UK Video Game Pirate, Yar, Rock and Roller RC, retrogames-co.uk. I'll say that again, retrogames-co-uk, Value My Gaming, and then we got 8-Bit Rach, Joe Gaming Girly, Samantha Azira, The Girl Strikes Back, and Jelly Bear Studios. And congratulations once again to Generation Pixel and 005 Agima for YouTuber of the Year and the This Week in Retro gig, respectively. And that, my friends, is that. Now, if this is a success, if this goes well, if people want to point out channels that I may not know of, they want me to carry on doing this, I'm quite happy to front this and do so. But you know, I can look through and find things. But if there are people who you honestly think who could do with the benefit of having a mention on this particular video, and I'd like to try and do it again, you know, once every couple of months or so, or once every few weeks, if depending on what the need is, please let me know. Drop me a comment below, and I will do what I can to mention these channels. Spread the word yourselves as well. Do that. It's important to do that. There are so many good channels out there that deserve recognition. As I mentioned, there's 2 or 3 in here that I think are criminally underwatched, fronted by people who are incredibly passionate about what they do, and that's important. Passion. It's a key thing. Passion. You haven't got a spot. You haven't got a spot on YouTube. YouTube is full of people doing the same thing. You haven't got a spot. It's not that important. Just go out there and just do what you do. We're hobbyists at the end of the day. We all like to show off and share what we're doing. And, you know, we do make good friendships out of it. I've met some wonderful people through here. And it can happen, and it should happen, and it should always be that way. Okay? Right, rant over. I'm now going to go and have a bit of a sleep 'cause it's a Super Bowl tonight. So, yeah, I will see you later, but thank you very much indeed for watching. Like I said, if you have enjoyed this, do please show your appreciation for the channels. Then if you feel the need to do so, please show your appreciation to me. That would be nice as well. Anybody you want me to shout out, please leave a suggestion below. And we'll talk to you again very soon. But until then, this is the Gaming Pantry. That is the Crown. And this is the Retro Bear. Thanks very much indeed for watching. Take care. I'll see you soon.